All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Christmasful. We are live from the North Pole. I'm Sunny the Elf, everyone, and look who's joining us today.
Hi, this is Santa.
I think people might know who you are. The
I know.
beard, it kind of gives it away. But Santa, I'm so excited. So we did our first episode of Christmasful a couple days ago, and I believe that video has over 500 views in just a couple of days. And I
That's
was
terrific.
That's amazing, isn't it? I mean, because let's face it, we really weren't sure what we were doing with that first episode. We're like, I think we can go live. Now what happens? But we like to wing it up here at the North Pole. We'll just kind of figure things out as we go. But yeah, that was our first episode, and now this is our second episode. And you guys, we're just going to keep going live all the way through Christmas. We're at least going to go live 3 times a week. So right now we have it planned. So we're going to go live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and then Saturdays. Now, we may have to change the dates here and there because Santa's a really busy guy and I'm running around doing a bunch of stuff at KELF. That's the studio up here at the North Pole. So we may have to adjust things here and there. But for the most part, yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And so, of course, today is Wednesday. It is November 18th. So, Santa, what is going on right now? How busy are you? What are you working on right now? What can you tell the kids?
It's cold up here. I'm telling you, it's cold up here. We're like uh, we're like 14 or 15 below zero,
Oh,
and
yeah.
which is not too bad for today. But yeah, we're entering into our dark months, and it won't be long. Actually, a little over a month from now will be the longest or the shortest day of the year up here.
That's right.
It'll be
Yeah.
dark. It'll be a real dark. So we're enjoying these last few days of sunshine, and we're bringing all the reindeer up to the big barn.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all coming in from the north slope, and they're grazing, and so they're all coming in now, and they'll be from now on they'll be groomed all the way up until Christmas, until the final flight. So
Yeah. Now, I don't know if a lot of boys and girls know that we don't keep all the reindeer up here all the time. Now, boys and girls, we do have a podcast called Millennial Santa. And of course, we want you guys to subscribe to that because that's a great way where you can get your questions to Santa answered. And I believe, I can't remember if it was a little boy or a little girl that asked this question a while back, but they were asking about the reindeer. So, Santa, can you tell everybody what that's like and why the reindeer aren't up here all the time?
well, the reindeer we have up here are a smaller breed. All the reindeer are part of the caribous, and they cover the Arctic Circle above and below a little bit, all the way around the Arctic Circle, and that means areas of Canada, Greenland, Finland, Russia, and all those areas. So they have caribou in those. But a lot of our reindeer are set up. They're not forest reindeer. They're just the snow reindeer, you might say. They're smaller.
Yeah.
They have better footing, so getting on roofs and stuff. Some of the other caribou or other reindeers have big feet. They're good for going through the snow and stuff like that. But our reindeer are especially picked out for their size and their strengths, and Rudolph, even him, he has his strengths with
Yeah.
that red nose. So, it makes it very important for us to pick them out, and then we take very good care of them.
Right.
So, and they're not really treated as, say, caribou or work animals. They actually have a special status, and so they're well taken care of.
Well, that definitely makes things a little bit busier up here at the North Pole. Once the reindeer come up, Christmas is on the way and we start our
That's
official
right.
countdowns and everything. So, yeah, this is exciting. Things are really ramping up now.
They are. We're getting excited about it too, and it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, let's tell everyone what we're going to be doing on today's episode. So, Santa and I wanted to take you guys behind the scenes on how we record a podcast. Now, some of you may not know what a podcast is, so let me first explain that. A podcast is audio that's pre recorded, right? So we record it in advance. And what's really great about it is you can listen to it anytime you want. And a few years ago, we were just building out KELF, which is the studio up here at the North Pole where I am right now. And we had this idea that we would do more like a radio show. Santa, we weren't actually really thinking about a podcast. We were thinking about a radio show. So all the elves could listen in and we could share what was happening around the North Pole. And lo and behold, Santa and I decided to record for this radio show. And you're not going to believe this. In fact, we caught this on a recording, which you can go back and listen to. But a human child intercepted the signal. He actually accidentally hacked in to our signal. I still don't know how that happened.
Well, radio waves are radio waves, and they'll travel as far as they can.
That's right. I guess so. But he was just such the cutest little boy. And he's like, Santa, is that you, Santa? And Santa and I are looking at each other going, I don't think there's supposed to be a little boy here. And so that led to us. I mean, really, Santa and I, that's how we got the idea of, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be fun if we did a podcast? So it's not live, like we're live right now. It's not live, but it's something that we record, and it allows you guys to submit your questions. So to send in your questions to Santa and myself, and we'll answer it. And we can answer any question you have about the North Pole, or what it's like for me being an elf, or if you have questions for Santa and how he delivers his presents, or really questions about anything. And Santa, we've been doing this for a few years now. And I think we're almost at episode 100 because we only do this from November 15th through Christmas Day each year. And so we're almost at episode 100. And yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with that. And so the podcast just started up a few days ago. So if you want to, in fact, let me go ahead and put this up on the screen here. I have a website that I'm going to show you guys. Now, don't get on the internet unless your mom and dad or your guardian, your grandma and grandpa, unless an adult says you can do this. But
yes,
if you
please get mom and dad's permission.
It's really important, guys. And you don't want to be naughty right before Christmas, right? That's not a good deal, not a good thing. But if an adult says it's okay, you can go to this website, which is Christmasful.com. So that's Santa and I's website. And from there, you can click on a section called podcast and you can listen to all of our episodes. And you can also subscribe. And then whenever we release a new episode, which is every day now through Christmas, you'll be notified that we have a new episode. And then it's so fun because you can listen to other boys and girls ask their questions to Santa. So sometimes people email us, right, Santa? We've had some funny emails.
Oh, yes, yes.
And then also through the website, again, if your guardian, your parent, your grandparent says it's okay, you can record a verbal message, like a voicemail for us. And then we can actually play that on the podcast. So how cool is that? You guys can actually be on one of our podcast episodes. So yeah, we've got a lot of fun, talking on the podcast, right, Santa?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what I wanted to do today is give you a behind the scenes on how we record that. So that's the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how we record our podcast, Millennial Santa. And then we're going to do a little Christmas craft. Now, this is the first time we've done a craft live. And I have to tell you, Santa, I'm a little bit nervous on how this is going to go down. But we want to create fun activities for you guys to do that you can share with the people that you love, because Santa, and maybe Santa, you can talk a little bit more about this, but it's not about getting presents. Christmas is not about getting presents, but it's about spending time with the people you love. And even though boys and girls are really little, there's still nice things that you can do for the people that you love, right, Santa?
That's right. And I always like to say, be in the present. And it's not about presents. So yeah, it's kind of enjoying where you are today with your family and your brothers and sisters and just those around you, and appreciate this time you have with them. It doesn't take costly things. A lot of times it's just fun to play games, put puzzles together, do things like that. Those are a lot of fun. And some of these crafts, I got to admit, I've watched you and the elves start putting these things together, and I don't know if I got that kind of talent myself.
Well, we'll see how it works out today. I was telling Santa before we went live that we may have to get some more cameras in here in the KELF studios, because I have a feeling I'm gonna want you guys to see a different perspective than what I can show you today. I need a camera that's like up here looking at the crafts, but we're gonna do our best today. Next time we do a craft, it may be a little bit different, but like I said, Santa and I are just kind of learning as we go. We're trying this
Yeah,
stuff out.
it's new to me to be on video. I mean, they either see me live or they don't see me at all.
That's very true. You're very good about people not seeing you when you don't want to be seen. All right. So before we get into the behind the scenes of our podcast, I want to remind you all this is a live show. So if you happen to be watching us live on either Facebook or YouTube, please comment. We would love to know your name, where you're from. Don't give out a ton of personal information, okay? But say hi to us, because that's what makes a live show fun. And here's the really cool part. We can see all of your comments as they're coming in. And if you guys have some fun stuff to say, we can even bring those comments on the screen. Santa can talk about them. If you've got questions, or maybe you just want a little bit more information about something, or you want to show us something, whatever it is, go ahead and type it live in the comments. We will see it. And at the very least, we'll say hi to you, which is really cool, right? So go ahead and do that whenever you guys are ready. All right, Santa, are we ready to show a little bit of behind the scenes of what it's like to do our podcast? We ready for that?
Sure, I'm ready. Now I'm looking over here, and in my comments, and I see there's a Gloria, and she just wrote in, "What?" I guess she's surprised that we're here.
Gloria's like, it's not even Thanksgiving, and Santa.
And here's Santa.
And here's Santa. Well, we here at the North Pole, we celebrate Christmas all year round. So sometimes we forget that some people haven't even had whatever holiday they're expecting before Christmas, right? But hi, Gloria. Oh, Gloria actually has a question. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that. Let's see. Can I just... There we go. Look at this. Gloria asks, how does Santa get into your house besides going down a chimney? Santa, do you want to answer that one?
Gloria, that's a very good question. Yeah, I have scout elves out there, and they're at every house before I get there. They're making sure that the chimneys are clear, there's no big fires in them. They're making sure everybody's in bed. And they also let me know if I need to use my magic key. Some houses just don't have chimneys, so I have to go in the front door, or sometimes even the back door. But I got a magic key that I carry, and the doors automatically open. Now, don't get worried. This key is only owned by me, so I have the only access. And the elves report in advance to let me know which houses I need to use the magic key on. So thank you, Gloria. That's a really good question.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Well, you guys keep those questions coming. It's so fun to interact with you guys, and we'll be here, answering the questions. And let's go ahead, Santa. I want to make sure I have everything set up correctly. I've got my little switchboard here. It has all the stuff that we normally do for our podcast. Now, boys and girls, we don't usually do the podcast live, right? I mentioned that before. We usually pre-record it. So I'm not going to say it's going to go off 100% right, but we can at least give you a little bit of behind the scenes of what this is like.
Oh, I know. When we do the podcast, there's usually a what do you call it? A take, or do a second take, or a third take,
or third.
I have a tendency sometimes to get my tongue in knots and make mistakes.
That's right. And it happens to all of us, right? It happens to all of us. So let's go ahead and So what would typically happen is you guys would send us your questions, and then we have a list of questions. And then for each episode we do, that's a brand new question from you guys. So we do have a question. I want to make sure I pull this up so I know. Today's question, Santa, just to let you know in advance, is from Fiona, and Fiona lives in Arizona, and it's about elves. You know, I love questions about elves,
Oh,
Santa.
yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead. I'll just pretend that I just hit the record button, okay? And here we go.
You're listening to KELF North Pole.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to Millennial Santa. So good to have you with us. My name is Sunny. I'm an elf here at the North Pole. And we have someone joining us. Hey, Santa.
Hi, Sunny. How are you today?
I'm fantastic, Santa. Such a good day. It's a little chilly outside. It's a little chilly.
It is.
Go ahead.
Days like today, I wish I was in Arizona.
Or it's nice and dry, right? Not all the snow and everything we have here at the North Pole. I was just thinking, you know how much I like cozy fires. I love cozy fires. In fact, I have one here in the KELF studios. I haven't started it up yet, but I have to tell you, I'm about this close to starting up that fire because I really like it when it's warm and toasty. But to be honest, it's not really good for all the equipment we have here at KELF. So
that's right.
Yeah, I don't run it too much, but on those really cold days, and as you know, Santa, it's going to get much cooler in the next couple weeks, right? As we get ready for Christmas.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, Santa, we have a very interesting question for you today. This is from Fiona, and Fiona lives in Arizona. So here, that actually rhymes. Fiona in Arizona. I like it. All right. So this is the question from Fiona. Fiona asks, Santa, do elves have cake at their birthday parties?
Fiona, I think we ran across that question quite a while ago, but I'll answer it again. That's pretty good. The elves really don't celebrate individual birthdays that much. We do everything up here as a group. So when one elf has a celebration of their birth, everybody celebrates it. So there's cake all around. They don't have their own individual cake, but everybody celebrates. So if you can imagine, we just about have a birthday or two every day here at the North Pole. And the elves really like that. They just like to celebrate. Sometimes they're not even sure whose birthday they're celebrating. But cake and cookies and candy all around, you can't beat it. So yes, the elves do have birthdays, but we celebrate them as a group. So it's a lot of fun that way.
Yep. And we play games and
Oh, yeah,
lots of games. You guys have heard of reindeer games. Well, elves like to play games too.
I even give them 5 or 6 minutes off work so they can celebrate.
It's so nice when you do that. I get a break from the KELF studios. I get to go outside and and freeze. No, it's super fun. It's super fun. We love it. And you know what? My favorite, Santa, you know how much I love lemons. You know how much I love lemons. So lemon cake. I love anything with lemons in it. And so I get really excited when it's time for the lemon cake. And the lemon frosting, oh my goodness.
Well, you'll have to get a hold of Fiona because down there in Arizona way, they got a lot of lemons.
Yes.
And they got really nice varieties. And I like the lemon squares myself.
Oh,
they're nice and sweet and tart. They have a sweetness and a tartness together that I really enjoy. That's about the only time I go away from cookies. I mean,
and for good reason, though. Good reason.
Yes.
Well, Fiona, thank you so much for your question. We love answering your guys' questions. So if you do have a question for Santa Claus, we would love to answer it right here on our podcast, Millennial Santa. And what you can do is you can go to our website, which is Christmasful.com. Make sure you get a parent or guardian's permission. Don't go online if you're not allowed to go online. Maybe ask a parent to do this, but you can go to Christmasful.com and there is a section called podcast. If you click on that, you can record a message and send it to us, or you can just type out, we've got a section called Santa Mail, and you can also just type out a little email to us and send it to Santa. I actually get all of that. I get all of the mail, and then I go through it and determine what questions we should have on the show. So we would love to hear from you guys. Again, make sure you go to Christmasful.com and send Santa your questions. All right. Thanks so much, Santa. See you later.
Thank you. And remember, everybody, keep the spirit of Christmas in your heart throughout the year.
All right. And then, boys and girls, what I would do is I would fade out with my music. So that's what I'm looking at right here. Again, I wish I had another camera to show you guys. I'd fade out with the music, and that would be the end of our episode. And I would hit stop. So we're done recording. And then I would upload that to the internet, write out a little description, and I publish it, which means I just push it out there to the internet. And that's how you guys could hear the episodes for Millennial Santa. Easy peasy, right, Santa?
Yes, it is. Okay. How are you? Well, Gloria, I am doing fine, thank you. I got what is it? This little help button. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm trying to see the rest of her thing. Help you. Is it Andrew? No. I can't see it. I got a little button. I got a little button there that gets in my way. And I can't see what Gloria is trying to tell me.
It's okay. This is a good time to remind everybody that we are broadcasting live. We're going to be doing this. This is our show called Christmasful, and we are going to be doing this at least 3 days a week now through Christmas. So it's a great opportunity if you want to gather your family together, and if you have little ones who want to meet with Santa. Of course, everything we do here at Christmasful is absolutely free. And Santa, we can talk about this a little bit because, we were talking about, every year we do our podcast, Millennial Santa. And this year I told Santa, I said, you know what? Things are a little bit different below the Arctic Circle. So that's where we're at, up here, the Arctic Circle. But below where most of you guys are, I know this year's been really different, right? And maybe some of you guys are going to school, and maybe some of you guys are still at home. Maybe you're doing some distant learning. You may not be able to hang out with your friends. There's, this year's really different, right? And so I was talking to Santa about this, and I said, what if we brought you to the kids as opposed to, the kids having to go out and see you in person, because we know that's not really possible for a lot of kids. And so that's kind of how Christmasful was born, right, Santa?
Yes, it is. There was so many variables attached to this virus that's out there, and people just can't go places, or shouldn't. Let's put it that way. They shouldn't be going places. And a lot of times where they would stop by the mall or something and see either myself or one of my helpers out there at the mall, they can't do that hardly anymore.
Right.
And so I wanted to bring Christmas to everybody's house, and more so than just at Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and just kind of cheer everybody up, answer people's questions, children's questions, and then give them some good hope for Christmas. There's a lot to Christmas, and actually, when Sonny came across the word Christmasful, the first word that brought to my mind was thankful, or joyful, or hopeful, and these are all things that. Yeah, these are all things that are in the Christmas season. Right. And the Christmas season, I've been reading up on it and different aspects of the season, and a lot of the different traditions. And they all have the same thing: love, joy, and hope. So we want to bring it to your home and to the children, and give the children the chance to talk to me one-on-one, and, with no time restrictions. And also, I want to emphasize that there is no charge for this. This is free. This is my gift to you. So, and Sunny's been my great helper doing this, so I couldn't do it without her. I have problems on the computer by myself, so she does a great job.
That's why he has us techie elves. And there's a couple of us, right? I mean, Elvis knows a lot about the techie stuff, but he does more stuff with your sleigh. I know. Elvis is up there. Yeah, we have different roles here at the North Pole, but KELF, the studios is really my thing. So Andrew's just kind of chatting along with you, Santa, and he said, "Is it freezing?" Because you mentioned that it was cold, right? And he just wants to know how you're doing.
Oh, I'm doing fine. You know, it's up here. When I say it's cold, it gets usually around 34 degrees below zero. And that is so cold that it actually freezes your breath as you breathe out.
Wow.
And I catch the elves a lot of times. Well, we'll go outside and they'll take their boiling water from their tea and they'll throw it up in the air and it turns into snow before it hits the ground. They get great joy in doing that. I haven't. I watch it and it just makes me laugh. But it gets really, really cold, and so we find ways to keep ourselves warm, and we're used to it. When it warms up to zero, we're all outside in our shorts and short sleeve shirts, having a good time in the sunshine. But the sunshine's going away right now. We won't see it again until, gosh, I think it's like March that it finally starts coming out again for us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's right. That's right. And we should also say for those of you, because you guys could be watching in different countries and, different places. And so when Santa was talking about the degrees, that is Fahrenheit. I know some of you guys might be on
yes,
Celsius, right? So that was Fahrenheit. So if you're thinking, actually, that's really hot, he's talking about Fahrenheit. Not
I
Celsius.
actually should start using the centigrades and the Fahrenheit together.
Can you
You
do
know, we
that?
use
Sometimes that's hard to do, like on the fly.
no, it's not really. You know, it's like when I fly in meters,
Uh-huh.
not miles,
That's right.
and different things like that. And our speeds are kilometers and not miles per hour. So yeah, we're
Well,
getting
guys,
used to it.
keep the questions coming. We love chatting with you guys. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is Christmasful. This is a live show that we're doing at least 3 times a week. We'll see. We may have to ramp this up depending on how many people start watching and how many questions start coming in. But that's the plan right now as we gear up for Christmas. We're getting, the North Pole never stops celebrating Christmas, right?
No,
We were
no.
celebrating it January 1st.
Oh, yes.
But
That's what we live for.
that's right. But we realize not all of you guys may be celebrating Christmas yet, but we wanted to kind of get in there early because, right around, this time is when a lot of people start putting up their Christmas trees and really start thinking about Christmas. So we thought, we'll start now. We'll kind of get a head start with stuff. And throughout these episodes, we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff. So this is only the second episode we've done. We actually started on Monday. This is only the second video that we've done for Christmasful. And we're going to be doing different things. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have guests on the show, and I don't want to reveal too much about that, but they may be people that you recognize from books, maybe characters that that have something to do with the North Pole. So we've got a lot of fun stuff planned. We're also going to be doing different activities. So I mentioned today, one thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a Christmas craft. So I didn't have a chance to prepare all of you in advance, but what I'll start to do is if it's a day that we're going to do a craft or something like that, I'll try to let you guys know, like on our Facebook page, on social media, on our website. I'll try to let you guys know what we're going to be doing. So that way, if you want to kind of do this along with us and make a nice little gift for your mom or your dad or your sister, or your brother, that you can kind of follow along. But today, we're going to make a craft. It's going to be really easy. We're going to start off easy, Santa. So even Santa can do this craft because
Cool.
I know sometimes actually, Santa, you're much better at crafts than you give yourself credit for.
Well, I know, but that's mostly woodwork that I like.
That's true. Yeah, you're really good. You're really good with that. Well, we're not working, doing the woodwork stuff today. We're going to work with candy, which, I love candy. And we're going to make it really simple, really simple. So let's go ahead and start this. So this is our Christmas craft. Let me gather up my stuff. I've got my craft bucket here. Then I'm going to put everything in and show you guys. And these are so cute. Let me show you what we're going to make. Do you see these? They look like little reindeer. They're candy cane reindeer.
Ho, 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 ho.
Look at this. And you can make them out of different kinds of candy canes, different decorations. I've got one more that I want to show you. You know, Santa, there are so many different kinds of candy canes out there. Look at
Oh,
that
yes,
one.
but Mrs. Claus, she sticks with the peppermint.
Yeah, I know she does.
She gets don't go talking about different flavors to Mrs. Claus. She gets a little irritated about that. Yeah.
I know. I
You
know.
know,
But
I mentioned the pineapple candy cane one time, and I thought she was going to take my head off. So that's literally that's not literally. That's philosophically.
yeah,
Yeah.
you need to stick with
Yeah.
the red and white striped ones. Well, remember
Yeah.
how we were talking about lemon earlier? These are
Yep.
lemon drop, like lemon head candy
Ooh,
canes.
that sounds good.
Doesn't it sound good? So, boys and girls, we're going to learn how to make these, and they're really easy to make. So, I'm going to go ahead and set these down so I don't so I have some more room actually. Okay. So the first thing you have to start with is a candy cane. So again, here's the lemon ones. And you can get, oh my goodness, I have seen blue candy canes. I don't even know what that is. Is that blueberry? Or what have I seen? Oh, the multicolored ones, the ones that kind of taste like cherry. But this one is lemon. Santa, you might like this one. This is supposed to taste like hot cocoa.
Whoa, that's kind of cool.
I knew
I
I'd
like
get your
that.
attention with that one.
Yeah.
And these are the ones that Mrs. Claus really likes.
Oh yeah, the peppermint. There we go.
But what I love about this craft is it can be any size candy cane. So you can make like a really big reindeer or a really small reindeer, right? So we've got the small candy cane here, and then we've got like a bigger one here. And they make
Oh.
them really, really big. You can
Oh,
get
yeah.
one that's even bigger than this. But for today's craft, which one, Santa? Which one do you think I should use for today's craft? Which color?
Well, if you ask me, use the peppermint. I like
Use them,
peppermint.
Okay. So
Something
we'll start
about
with.
the red and white.
I know, right? That's like my tree back there. I know you guys can't see it very well. It's not lit up because the lights on the tree don't work well with the cameras in here. It kind of looks a little funny. So I don't have the tree lit, but I only have red and white decorations on my Christmas tree. Okay. So here's what you do. You grab your candy cane. And you do need some supplies. Now, these kind of supplies, any of the crafts that we do here at Christmasful are going to be crafts that either you can get like, at the store, like a really simple store that you don't have to spend a lot of money for, or it's something that is right already in your cabinet. So we're going to be using supplies like cotton balls and what is that? Like paper plates and really easy stuff like that. So for this craft, you need your candy cane. You're going to need some of these little eyeballs. I got all different size eyeballs here, Santa. They
sell eyeballs?
Little eyeballs. Well, they're like little
Where do you get
eyeballs.
a bag of eyeballs?
Well, there's all sorts of stores. It depends on where they're located, right?
I guess I should spend more time shopping.
But there are craft stores that have them for sure. And I got this at like a little discount store, but let me show you. So there's like really big eyes. And if they're like googly, I call this googly, where the part on the inside moves around even better because it makes them look really funny, like they're dancing around. But you need like the smaller ones for this because the candy cane isn't that big. So you need to have like a big enough candy cane in order to glue stuff on. Okay. So you need your eyeballs. We got our eyeballs, right, Santa? We got eyeballs. All right. Then you need to determine, and it can be any color you want. I want you guys to get creative with this. Just like we've got, again, I know Mrs. Claus wouldn't really like this, but we do have our lemon candy cane. Normally, you wouldn't really see a reindeer that's yellow. I've never seen a yellow reindeer. Have you seen a yellow reindeer, Santa?
No.
Me neither. Well, we're making, we've already made a yellow reindeer here. But for the antlers, like this is like more, kind of a color that antlers might be, but you can do whatever color you want. So here we have green. I've got some red. I got some white. So these are called pipe cleaners. And again, this is really simple stuff that you can find at pretty much any kind of discount store. Just ask your mom and dad, but you can do any color you want. I really like the kind that are like glittery because I love like when things look really pretty, like when you twist it and stuff like that. I really like that. It reminds me of like Santa, reminds me of like snow when snow first falls and you can kind of see it glisten when you look out. So you've got your antlers, right? And then if you want, you can grab some ribbon. So again, sparkly. I like the sparkly stuff. You can stick with Christmas colors or not. Totally up to you. And then we also have, here's some green. I should make a bow out of this. Wouldn't this be really pretty as a bow, like for my hair? Really like that. And then look, I found these. So I kind of cheated a little bit, but look at these little cute little bows. And then it's got, like, what is this stuff called, Santa? It's like the stuff that kind of wraps around. Sometimes I have it like on bread and stuff like that just to keep packages closed.
Oh, you're talking about pipe cleaners.
Well, this is the pipe cleaner, but I guess it's kind of like that. It's just like a little wiry kind of thing. But what's nice, so I have them on these, and instead of me having to fold a bow and like tie it and stuff, because I know boys and girls, some of you may not know how to tie a bow yet. These are nice because then they just wrap around the candy cane. So if you can find something like that, that's really cool. Don't have to have it. You can always just use ribbon and tie it, but that's a nice touch. And I want to point something else out too. So you can use any kind of glue. I wouldn't use if you're going to use hot glue or something, make sure a parent is around. I don't want you guys to get burned. You could use hot glue. We are just using, like glue that you guys would have at school, like your preschool or, elementary school, something like that.
Don't use super glue.
Super glue, not a good idea. No.
Yeah, I keep getting my fingers crossed, stuck together on that. So
yeah, exactly.
So don't use super glue.
That can be kind of
Trust
messy.
me.
You might be able to use like these glue sticks. I have yet to try it with a glue stick. But again, today we're just using the good old fashioned white stuff, right? This is what we're doing. So I think that's pretty. Oh, one more thing. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see that. There's like these little fuzzy little balls, okay? And I bought a package of all different size ones. And what I'm going to do, I actually didn't do it with any of these candy canes, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a red one when it's time, and I'm going to glue it on, it fell. But you guys get the point, right? I'm going to make a Rudolph. So he has a red nose. So that's another fun little thing that you can do as well. All right. So really easy. You're going to take your candy cane. We said we were going to do peppermint, right? We're going to do peppermint. So I'm going to take the candy cane. And what color, Santa? What do you think I should do?
Gold.
Gold? Okay, we're going to do gold. And so you have an option. This is what I do. I kind of fold it in half. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you can keep wrapping it around if you want to make this a little shorter. So I'm going to wrap this around. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Okay. These are long antlers. So you can do curly Q antlers. You could kind of wrap it around your finger. See, you see how that looks? Let's see.
I'm listening some of the comments in the sidebar.
Oh, well, you can comment back. Go ahead. And because I'm just.
Well, I was just, the young gentleman Sayer that says, he made the reindeer, and I guess he's ahead of you. He's already made the reindeer.
Wow, my goodness. Maybe he did it.
He's moving right along.
Maybe he's already done it.
And he's asking me if I make toys. And I go, yes, I do make toys, Sayer. I like to make toys. I don't know if you heard my one podcast long time ago, but my father brought me up to work with tools, not only mechanical tools, but wood tools. And very early, when I was a young man, probably 6 years old, I had my first wood carving knife. And I used to whittle, and my father would show me how to do that. And one of my first toys that I ever made was a sailboat. Made a little sailboat, whittled it out, made a mast on it, took a leaf and folded it and made a sail and sailed it down the stream. Another little boy saw that, got really excited, and said it was really cool, and I gave it to him. It was one of the first gifts that I actually gave outside of the gifts to my parents. And so that's what started. I started making fancier and fancier little boats and sailboats, and then motorized boats and trains and horses, rocking horses. Yep, I make toys and I like doing it.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys are following along with me here. All right, so I glued the little eyes on. The trick with the eyes is to make them as even as you can on either side. Okay, so because I just glued them, like the eyes are going to move all over the place in the beginning. But I'm going to take, let's see. Can you guys see my little Rudolph here?
No, yes.
And then I'm going to take, again, you could use any kind of ribbon you wanted to. I know it's kind of hard to see. Oh no, his nose fell off. But I have these little bows that were pre-made that I bought from the store. And then I'm just going to take this. I feel like we need some Christmas music.
You're really entertaining some of the other elves. Did you know that?
Am I?
I'm getting feedback now that a lot of the elves are watching our show.
Oh, how cool is that?
Oh, I think it's cool, but they're supposed to be working.
You guys!
And you're going to get Sonny in trouble here.
That's
But
right.
yeah, I get the thing that I see some of the elves and they're, they figured out how to do this.
All right, I lost my nose for Rudolph. Let's see. I found another one. We're going to glue another one on. Okay. Now that I got my Christmas music going on.
Yeah, I got two of the elves. It's Audie and Ainsley. And then another one's Urban. I've heard from Urban before. He's actually wrote us on the podcast.
Urban was the human child.
Yeah, I remember. I thought so. Yeah.
Urban
yeah.
is on here. Guys,
He's on
earlier?
listening to it. Yeah.
Yeah, remember earlier when I said that it was a human child that hacked into our podcast?
That's right. It was
a radio
Urban.
show?
Yes.
Hi, Urban. Yay. It's so good to see you on here. All right, guys.
Oh, yeah. I see some of them are actually watching on the YouTube channel. YouTube channel.
All right. Do you see the final product, the final craft?
Wow,
there we
that's
go.
a fancy reindeer.
I like his antlers. I like how I did that.
Yeah.
They're a little curly cute.
Don't let that get out to the reindeers. I'm going to get static for this. They're going to want gold tips on their antlers.
some magic dust or something.
Some magic dust or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Christmas magic. Just throw some Christmas magic on them.
It works like that. It really does.
I was just thinking, Santa, you know how Rudolph loves candy canes. Oh my goodness. This is like the perfect thing for Rudolph because he loves candy canes. It's like it's him as a candy cane.
Oh man, this can get out of hand. I can see it now.
And then you can make more of them and you can make them dance.
Don't say now, come on. Don't say you can make more of them. I got my
No, not you, the boys and girls. You just need some Christmas music. You need some Christmas music and then
Oh, we got one from Kara. And it says, hi, Santa and Sonny from Riley, age 5 in Ohio.
Oh, my goodness. Hi, Kara. Hi, Riley. It's so good for you guys to join us. How fun. Riley, do you have a
really
question
nice.
for Santa? If you have a question, just have your mom type it in the comments, and then we can answer your question.
I can. And I got one person. Can I get in the North Pole? No. No, actually, we keep it pretty secret up here because if the word ever got out, we would have a lot of problems. And plus, those are cute. Plus, the elves are really, really shy about a lot of this. The only elves that really aren't shy are the Scout elves. And they are our mischievous group. So, not that I'm saying our other elves aren't mischievous, like Sonny here. They're always coming up with something.
Like my glasses.
The glasses, yeah.
Look, I mean, we match. We match. I mean, come on.
I got it. Too
I like
much candy. That's what the problem is up here.
too much hot
These
cocoa, too
elves
much
eat too
sugar.
much candy, too much
That's right.
sugar. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
right. We
Okay.
like to have fun here at the North Pole, though. All right, do we have any? Oh, here's a question from Riley. Here, let's go ahead and put this up on the screen. All right, Riley asks, where do you keep your sleigh when you're not using it, Santa?
Oh, that goes into the big barn. And I have actually a small sleigh collection. And I keep some of my older sleighs. I have some of those in there. I have some of the newer sleighs. A lot of the newer ones I don't even allow people to take pictures of because they're very top secret. But some of my older sleighs I do, and I'll have to one of these days maybe get some pictures of some of my older sleighs and stuff. But they all go in the barn. There's a big barn, and there's a section in the back of it where the reindeer are. But they're just beyond that. There's a section with my sleighs, so that's where they're kept.
And it's
Mrs.
amazing.
Claus won't. Mrs.
Oh,
Claus won't let me keep them in the living room.
You wouldn't have any room if she let you keep them in the living room. You're supposed to
I
live
don't
in the
know.
living room,
I
right?
think it'd be a good idea. It'd be nice. I could sit there and look at them. I could sit on them and sit in front of the fireplace and drink hot cocoa and sit in my sleigh. I think that'd be cool.
I don't think a lot of boys and girls realize, Santa, how your sled has changed over the years. Maybe we want to talk a little bit more about that because, like you said, you've had multiple sleighs. And I'm telling you what, guys, I know Santa says he's not going to show you. And I understand why. You know, we have rules. We have the rules here at the North Pole. But
Rules.
his sleigh right now is totally decked out. It has all of these, like, think about your mom and dad's car and like all of the cool features that are in the car. And it plays like, oh my gosh, he plays like the best Christmas music. Like, it's just the best technology that you can think of.
Oh yeah.
It's so cool, Santa. It's so cool.
Yeah. Elf Elvis is works on my sleigh. He's the senior slayer. And he gets on there. The only thing we don't have that you might notice in cars and trucks back in below the Arctic Circle is I don't have a backup camera because I just don't back up.
Well,
but we do have cameras. We do have cameras. I have cameras in the front of the sleigh watching the elves so I can keep a close eye on them. And we have GPS. And we have satellite directional photography now. So I can actually see through the clouds and see the earth below and then really get good weather conditions. And I mean, I get up to date everything. And NORAD follows me. And that's kind of exciting too, because they give me directional advice from time to time.
That's right.
Especially when there's planes flying up there. You know.
Yeah. So. And you guys might be familiar with NORAD because each year, I believe it's starting December 1st. So it's coming up here in the next couple weeks. They start to track Santa. So if you've ever logged onto a website and tried to see where Santa is on Christmas Eve to know how close he is to your house, you've probably used NORAD. We love the guys over at NORAD. In fact, Santa, I was just telling you the other day that maybe we can have someone from NORAD on the show to tell us a little bit about what they do on Christmas Eve and how they connect with you. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be, and I'm working on it right now. It's a little difficult. NORAD's in a pinch this year. They used to have quite a few people working down there, but because of this virus, again, they've had to close down, and they only have 10% of their workforce working there. So I'll try to get a hold of them and see if I can get somebody to come on our show and talk to us a little bit. And we'll also have segments from NORAD on our Christmasful.com website. So you'll be able to track it there and see a lot of it there. I'm also I want to talk to some of the spacemen. I like to call them that, spacemen. But I want to call it spacemen and women and see if we can get a call from the International Space Station. I think that would be really cool. And if they're not too busy up there, I know they got a lot of work. I was talking to one of the techs the other day, and they're up there for 6 months, and they just got a pile of work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even think they get to take a nap in the afternoon like I do. So that's
That would be
rough. I'm
really
telling you,
fun.
that's rough. Yeah, that's
It is
rough.
rough. Yeah, you guys haven't seen Santa when he hasn't had his nap. Yeah, Mrs. Claus just shuts the door. She says, "Okay,
Yep.
Santa, at least an hour, right, Santa? You just got to lay
Right.
down,
Well,
take a hood off."
actually, yeah, about an hour. But
About
I
an
only
hour.
take maybe 20 minutes to sleep, and it takes me 10 minutes to get to sleep and 20 minutes to wake up. So that pretty much covers the whole hour.
Pretty much. Well, do we have any other comments? Any other questions from boys and girls that happen to be watching here? I don't see anything. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything new,
I
guys.
do appreciate the call, the calls in from Kara and Gloria. It's nice to hear from it, and it's Urban. It's nice to hear from you again too. I,
Our human
it's
boy that started all of this with
yeah.
us.
It just seems like yesterday that we saw each other and talked
That's
to
right.
each other. So that is real good. So and yeah, I appreciate it. It's nice to see some of the people listening in on this. And yeah, we'll get better. Trust me, we'll get better at this.
What do you mean?
I'll
We're
get
perfect
yeah.
already.
Well, I'll be getting Sunny some cameras because that way she can actually have a camera pointing down and you can see her building these things on her desk,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it'll be
I
a
need a
lot
couple
more
more
fun.
cameras.
So
Yep. I need
these
a
are
couple
these
more
are
cameras.
these are technical things that we have to find out about as we go along.
I
And
might
I'm
need some
not the
elf
technical guy.
helpers. I might need some elf
Yes.
helpers too, Santa. There's a
Yeah.
lot for me to do. I mean, trust me, I'm used to taking on a lot here at
Well, I know.
KELF, but
See, when we first began this, it was one of the things. I was out walking through the factories, and every factory I went in, the elves had a different radio going. Some of them were radio stations below the Arctic Circle. Some of them were just playing music. Some of them were playing Christmas music. I forget what factory it was. I think it was a toy car factory, and they were playing rock and roll. So I figured that I got to get this all together. So that's when I started the radio station, and I go, who's going to run this radio station? Do I bring somebody up from below the Arctic Circle? And I go, no, no. And then I asked Mrs. Claus, and she just says, no, no, that was it. Mrs. Claus says, no, that's it. Just
yeah.
no. So I came across Sunny, and Sunny was all excited, and she says, I'd love to do this. I really like doing these radio shows. So she came up, she opened up KELF and got all the documentation for it. And then she started the radio. So all the factories now listen to KELF and they listen to Sunny. So not only do they get good music, they also get the weather reports and they get the ground reports, and we get how many days till Christmas reports, like we don't know. But we also get little hints. And then recently she's been broadcasting some of our comments and our Millennial Santa things, and the elves really love it. They
Yeah.
really, really love it, and they have a good time with it. And because they very seldom ever hear about the people below the Arctic Circle.
Yeah. I think
And that's partially my fault, is that there's so much going on below the Arctic Circle. I don't want my elves to worry about it. So I kind of keep them isolated up here.
yeah.
And but they're a happy bunch. We have a lot of love and joy abound up here. You wouldn't believe how much fun we have. And we don't have politics or anything like that to stress over. And since I keep them all pretty much isolated up here, we haven't had any problems with the viruses. So, plus, I think it's cold enough to kill anything. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
I think so too. And I think the elves have really liked to hear from the boys and girls
Yeah.
when they send us
Oh, they
questions.
do. They do. They
Oh,
do.
Yeah, because you guys have to understand. So the mail comes up here and it comes to the North Pole Post Office. And usually it's Santa, or maybe I'll see some of the mail. I'll see the mail that we include for Millennial Santa, our podcast. But a lot of times that goes right to Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. And the elves don't get to see all of that all the time.
Well, some
So,
of the elves do, because we got a lot of the elves at the post office
right,
that
right.
sort all that mail and put it into the wish lists, and some
Yes,
of it, I get the ones that are the letters to Santa.
right.
And if they're just a wish list, I get a couple of them that look like the Macy's toy catalog with circles over all the toys. I want this, this, and this, 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 and this. But
Those
I
are my
do get
favorite.
my elves do pick out the real nice letters that are very loving letters, and I'm very appreciative of those. It makes me feel good about the children down below. A
Right.
lot of them just aren't want children. They're things like that, and that's the other reason for starting these podcasts or these Christmasful.com is I wanted to talk to the children and the parents, because a lot of people, I mean, I go back and forth, and I'm starting to see a lot of parents really stressing and worrying about Thanksgiving in the United States, Hanukkah around the world in a lot of places. And a lot of people are really worried about that, because a lot of traditions have families getting together and now they can't do it.
Mhm.
Uh, a lot of times the families get the children get extravagant toys and stuff from the families, some of them from Santa, but that's not going to happen this year because a lot of people are not working. And then again, a lot of places, even if they're working, there's not that many toys out there. So
True.
it's going to
Yeah.
be rough. And I wanted to talk to everybody about that and just get the parents to relax, enjoy their family during Thanksgiving and Christmas, and not
Yeah.
worry about the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, that's really what it's all about. Like
It
I think
is.
we probably said this at the beginning of today's show, but that's why, we call this Christmasful because, the full part of it, it's like joyful and faithful and peaceful and all these wonderful things that come at Christmas time that we're reminded of at Christmas time. And we know this year is going to be a little bit different for a lot of families out there. And we wanted to bring Santa to you guys. And everything we do here at Christmasful is always going to be free and fun. We're going to have fun and it's going to be free.
Free.
and
A
and
lot of
hopefully,
fun.
yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to forget about some of the craziness that I know is going on down there below the Arctic Circle. I know it's a little crazy right now, but family and friends is really what it's all about. And I think Christmas is a time to really reflect on that, right? To think about that.
Yes, yes,
And
indeed.
if we can just play a small little role in helping you guys and put a little smile on your face. And like I said earlier, guys, when we make these kind of crafts and things like that, these are excellent gifts to give to the people that you love. It's not about how much something costs. Up here at the North Pole, we don't even have money. There's no money here at the
That's
North
right.
Pole.
That's right. Everything
Yeah.
is done by exchange. If you need something, if you need your suit sewn up, there's tailors and elves that'll do that, and you help them a lot of times with other things that you can do. We do a lot of trading up here. So, and then everybody gets fed. We have people that, that's all they do is cook and feed everybody. So, I mean, it's a big happy
It's true.
It is. It's really, really good. I got to watch that. I don't compare it to some kind of government entity or anything.
No, we won't do that.
Yeah, it's
But
it's rough, but we have our own way of doing things. Let's put it that way.
we like to say that kindness is the currency at
Yes,
the North Pole
it
because you
is.
could walk into a store and let's say there's a really nice bracelet or a jacket or something you want in a store. And if you look at the price tag, it's not going to have any kind of currency on it, but it may have a little note that says, give someone a hug today. Or share a smile, or help someone with carry their groceries today, or little nice things that we can do. And I'm telling you what, if the whole world could embrace what we do here at the North Pole, the world would be a much better place. And so we want to share
Happier
some
place.
of that, a happier place. Yeah. And who couldn't use more happiness, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of fun here with Christmasful. That wraps it up, Santa. We've been doop 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 for the
I
last
know.
hour. So that's the goal with these shows, is to make them about an hour long. So we'll see where that goes. We have to be a little bit flexible with that. But if you liked today's show, if you like Christmasful, we just ask that you share it with people you love. So other kids, if you think other kids would really enjoy this, just, share the link, write a little comment, share it with somebody, and then we'll have more and more people watching this. And oh my goodness, Santa, it's going to be so fun. I can't wait until we have kids from all different countries watching us at the same time.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
we
It'll be
can bring
fun.
we can bring people on the show. Like, we could actually, if we have your parents' permission, we can actually bring you on the show and do like video where you're here with me and Santa and we're all talking to everybody. So I think there's just so much opportunity here to connect with each other and have a lot of fun. And we're just getting started. This is just the second episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is.
So, but we
Well,
appreciate you guys. Go ahead, Santa.
And one thing before we leave, I want everybody to remember is please keep the spirit of Christmas in your heart throughout the year. That spirit's what's going to carry you through. Thank you.
Absolutely. And let's see if I can put it up there really quickly. This is the website, Christmasful.com. Be sure to share this video, like it, tell everybody about it. We're going to be back here Saturday. And I can't remember the time, Santa. Do you remember the time on Saturday?
I have my little calendar
Let's
right here
see
someplace.
Okay, so it depends on where you're at in the world. Okay, but if you're in the U.S., it's right around it's the afternoon time. Okay, so it really depends on where you live. I know I didn't give you a really good.
It's going to be at 1:00 Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, 1:00,
which would be 4:00
Eastern time.
East Coast time.
That's right.
And I'll start putting this in my calendar with a Greenwich Mean Time.
That's a good idea. We should run down. We should say at the start of the show, we should be like,
no, I
if
just
you're
put it
in
in
Germany, this is your time. If you're in Spain,
yeah,
this is
we'll
your
wake
time.
you up at 2:00 in the morning and we'll have our show. Yeah,
We may have to start doing shows
that's
at
the
2
reason
o'clock
we
in the
tape
morning.
it. That's the reason we tape it.
There you go. It's true. All right, boys and girls, super fun to hang out with you guys. Again, tell someone else about Christmasful, and we look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. See you later.
Bye-bye.